feel this is the best option based on my religious opinions and differing familial beliefs. I left the faith due to me rejecting religious theology and have no plans to return to any organized religion or switch to another Christian denomination. I have no plans to use my atheism to recruit anyone in my family or change how they believe. Atheism, for me, isn't my whole identity, just a part of who I am. Not only am I an atheist, I'm also a feminist, a liberal Democrat, a racial activist, female rights advocate, and an LGBTQIA+ ally who loves watching secular movies like Harry Potter and reading fantasy books like Lord of the Rings. I live my secular life and enjoy the time I spend pursuing my interests. I'm a self-identifying cis, straight, heterosexual woman who chooses to pursue private interests I've had for years instead of starting a family or having kids. My life is so full of interests, friends, work, travel, and hobbies, I don't have time for anything else. You raised me to discover who I am and use objective thinking, even if what I believe or how I live differs from everyone I know. Everyone has the right to choose what life they want and who they love. I've chosen a life very different to how I was raised and how my entire family lives their lives. It takes courage to take a different path and challenge others' beliefs and their expectations for me. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to help. Happy holidays, and I love you all. It took me several times to write a text that kind of covered everything about what I believe or religiously what I don't. And this was the right path for me. I'm never going to tell other people you have to deconstruct and come out in a text just like I did. For some people, they're going to love to come out as whatever they are in person over dinner. Hopefully not at a holiday, because, you don't want to spoil holidays and just create a much bigger mess. Some people might write a letter. Some people might post it on social media. I didn't do that because very few people in my family use social media. And I didn't want 3 people who use social media to find it, read it, and then everyone else is left out, or they find out from other people. I didn't want that. I wanted everyone to know it the same way at the same time. That way, nobody could make a big deal about the fact that someone knew before anyone else. So I wrote this text 3 different ways because I didn't want to feel like I was pushing myself on my family or calling them out for anything I don't agree with. The first draft had a lot more, I would say it covered more on the things that I no longer believed. And the things I didn't like in the religion that I grew up. And for a lot of those things, I did trim them out of the third and final draft. The second time I rewrote it, I had more LGBTQIA feminism, like the reasons why I'm not married, but I kind of trimmed those off because I didn't want it to seem like I was attacking other people for the way they choose to live, even though I made it very clear that everyone has a right to live their life, love who they want, regardless of what I think about it. And I thought, instead of talking about and on subjects that my family worships and reveres and cares about more than they care about me, I thought, let's just stay very surface and just put everything in there that I want to without sounding like I'm preaching or antagonizing people. Because I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how not to come out. And several of the ones that really stuck with me is don't try to tear down the beliefs your family has. Don't try to convert your family. Don't reject your family. Make it very clear that you still love them, respect them, and that everyone needs to